Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week. Humans are so lucky not to exist in the Jurassic era, where most of the biggest, spookiest, and deadliest predators in all of history walked the planet. While many of these creatures had gone extinct millions of years ago, or so we believed, other animals are roaming our living world today that relate us to their titanic sizes. Though some of these animals still lie undiscovered in the deepest parts of the universe, many had been captured and displayed for us to marvel at. In today's video, we give you the 10 biggest creatures ever captured. Number 10. Megabat. Bats have long been at the center of many horror flicks as blood-sucking demons or merciless women killers. And with the recent news of massive bats the size of a man, there might be some basis for these stories in real life. One of these human-shaped bats was captured by a military personnel group some years ago in the Filipino forest. Though the image may appear unbelievable at first, these massive bats do exist and are called large flying foxes or the old world fruit bats. They are found lurking the local skies in the Philippines with a wingspan that can extend nearly up to 6 feet. However, other than their terrifying sight, you have little to worry about when close to megabats, as they don't suck blood or eat fetuses as fairy tales paint them to be. Rather, they feed on nectar, big fruits, and pollen. As you would have already figured out, megabats are the largest bat species ever, with a size comparable to some adult pterosaurs believed to have gone extinct for more than 60 million years ago. Number 9. Asian giant salamander. When you debate the size of a salamander with your friends, the highest figure on your list would probably be a description that can fit right on your palm. But we have to impress on you that these slimy creatures that look cute in a blood-curdling sort of way can grow way beyond that. They can extend up to 5 feet and weigh up to 143 pounds, especially if it's an Asian salamander, like this one stranded beside a road close to the Kamo River in Kyoto, Japan. While little information is known about how this giant creature got there in the first place, the animal could have easily measured well over 3 feet, or the size of a big human baby, thereby placing it on a high wanted list of local hunters. But kudos to the local response team who secured a safe passage for the animal back into the river. Though it's unusual to see one wander so far out from its comfort zone, Asian giant salamanders are known to be the largest amphibians and one of the world's rarest kinds today, with a population that declines every day owing to habitat loss. Number 8. Lolong. Measured at 20 feet 3 inches and weighing 2,370 pounds, Lolong stood to be the largest crocodile ever caught and placed in captivity. He was also one of the biggest crocodiles ever measured from snout to tail, and we've talked lots about him and other massive crocodiles in our video titled The Top 10 Largest Crocodiles in the World. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. Lolong was captured alive in Bunawan Township on September 3rd, 2011. And like all saltwater crocodiles, the search was launched when he was suspected of attacking several people. Even after mapping out Lolong's hideout, he was hunted over 3 weeks, and it took around 100 people to bring him onto land. Though he became aggressive at several points of his capture, breaking his restraining ropes more than twice, Lolong surprisingly became docile after a few months in captivity at a crocodile farm in the Philippines. His excellent tolerance for humans caught many people unaware, and he led locals to a deeper appreciation of the natural world around them. Number 7. Whale shark. On Tuesday, February 7th, 2012, this big shark's carcass was found off the shore of the Arabian Sea in Pakistan. Though this is not the first time such a massive creature would be hauled into Pakistani seaport, Karachi, this is one of the biggest catches ever in its history, as it closed up to the largest confirmed 41-foot whale shark record. Even though this creature was found dead, it took nothing less than 4 hours and 5 cranes to reel it in. When measured, it estimated up to 40 feet, and when weighed, it clocked 15,430 pounds. And when auctioned, the carcass sold for 1.7 million rupees, equivalent to $18,000. Number 6. Goliath bird eater. Tarantulas are lovely creatures if you learn to look beyond their creepy exoskeleton and their dead potent venom, though it's not fatal to humans. Many people out there, including kids, often own them as pets, and spider lovers even call them the king of arachnids owing to their big size. But to many others who have the so-called arachnophobia, it's the worst nightmare. While most tarantulas are indeed giant creepy crawlies, a particular species known as the Goliath bird eater even buttered up the family name as the world's largest tarantula, and that automatically makes them the most massive spider on the planet. They're only found in northern South America, branded with many colors from dark brown to gold and a leg span comparable to a kid's forearm. They can weigh as much as a puppy and can kill small animals like earthworms, frogs, and birds in fatal encounters. About 5 years ago, Piotr Nazrecki, an entomologist and photographer at the Harvard University and Museum of Comparative Zoology, captured one of these elusive creatures during a walk in the Guyana rainforest. The tarantula now stands preserved in the museum for reminiscence, where it serves as an essential teaching tool. Number 5. Colossal squid. Colossal squids are known in most folklore as the worst nightmare for a sailor. From the Kraken to the Cthulhu, they've inspired different names in several terrifying legends, mainly because they are the largest animals without bones. They feed on large fish and are notorious for their frequent battles with sperm whales and sleeper sharks. What's more mysterious is that a large chunk of their food must pass through the middle of their brain to reach the stomach, and they have the largest eyes on any animal, about the size of a football. Captured off the coast of New Zealand in February of 2017 by a group of fishermen mapping their daily routines in the Antarctic waters, the most jumbo live colossal squid weighed 1,091 pounds. The giant was hauled in from the deep when it accidentally ate a hooked toothfish baited by the team. It took more than 2 hours to pull it up and was almost dead before reaching the surface. When brought in for scientific study, the squid closed up to 33 feet and is currently being displayed at the Te Papa Museum in Wellington, New Zealand, as the world's only complete colossal squid specimen. Number 4. The Alaska Yukon Moose. Moose, or otherwise known as elk, are massive and formidable creatures. They also look kinda majestic, especially when you settle your eyes on the wide antlers spread on their heads. But aside from being the largest member of the deer family, moose are also the tallest animals in North America. And of all elk in the area, the Alaskan Yukons are considered to be the largest in terms of body and antler size. The big question, however, is how massive was the largest Alaskan Yukon ever? Well, that big prize goes to the moose that measured over 7 feet, had an antler spread of more than 4 feet with 39 points, and weighed nearly a ton. But as large as that sounds, the most exciting part of this story was not really about the size. That astounding part was because this giant moose was captured and killed single-handedly by a female hunter with a rifle and her name, Deborah Card. Number 3. Medusa. While the name Medusa may sound like something out of a Greek figure of lore, the Medusa you find at the Edge of Hell haunted house, established in 1975 by the Full Moon Production Company in Kansas City, is a reticulated python, and she is the largest snake ever owned in captivity with an official Guinness title at 25.1 feet. You see, reticulated pythons belong to a group of snakes known as constrictors. These snakes lack venom, but they kill by wrapping their hefty muscles around their prey until the heart just completely stops. Then, they swallow the whole thing throat down via their long bodies. And Medusa, a mere 10-year-old serpent at the time of official measurement in October 2011, requiring at least 15 men to hold her at full length, is more than what you can call a gem in the family. Though another reticulated python that measured 26.2 feet was captured on a construction site in Malaysia, it unfortunately passed away 3 days later while laying an egg. Now it's time for today's best pick. This creature is heavier than a mature cow and twice the weight of a reindeer. Number 2. Green anaconda. And sometime in 2016, this huge reptile you see in the video was discovered on a construction site in Brazil after a controlled explosion in the cave of Altamira. Although concerned environmentalists had warned the workers about the dangers associated with the destruction of natural habitats, the heedless contractors went on with it anyway. And as feared, one of the animals, including the countless microscopic organisms, killed was this gigantic anaconda that weighed 882 pounds and measured 33 feet in length with about 39 inches across. Though its nature of death was not reported, a snake that big must have been around for many years. It's only a shame that we didn't get to see a good ambassador of the largest non-venomous snakes globally, which has inspired several viral movies in action. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete.
So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 1. Blue whale. Many of you would not be surprised to imagine a whale on the list, but there's more to a whale than what meets the eye, especially if you're talking about the blue whales known to be so massive that even the most significant dinosaurs couldn't match. Aside from being the biggest creatures ever to walk the earth, whales are also the deepest divers in the world, the creatures with the heaviest tongues, and the largest migrants in the animal kingdom. Female blue whales are larger than the males, and the longest ever measured was at the South Atlantic Georgia Station in 1909, with a size longer than the Boeing 737. The heaviest ever captured was weighed in its entirety in tons, equivalent to about 2,500 humans in the South Antarctic Ocean on March 20th, 1947. Despite being the largest animals on the planet, and by far the largest creatures that dwell in our ocean, the blue whales are not the most abundant fish. That glory belongs to the whale shark, because whales are categorized not as fish, but as mammals since they breastfeed their young, which consumes more than 50 gallons of milk per day. And with that, it's time we called it a day. But before we go, do you remember the best pick on the list? Okay, good. Let's say you were given a chance to give it a nickname. Which one quickly comes to mind? Drop your view in the comments section down below, and don't forget to like the video and turn on your notification button. I hope you have a good one. And as always, thanks for watching.